Hello, this is Sean. Welcome back to the American Soccer Coach. This video is going to be about the importance of the decision of Sergino Dest, who has the option of choosing to play for the United States or the Netherlands, his home country. Now, obviously, Dest is a very talented player. He's made his debut with Ajax at outside back at 18 years old. So anytime a player is doing that, it shows that they have significant talent. Now, I think what we are not completely thinking about is obviously outside back has been a position that the United States has struggled with historically, especially at right back. And the reason I say this is we haven't had a consistent starter at right back since Steve Cherundolo. I mean, we've had Jonathan Spector, we've had DeAndre Yedlin, who was kind of up and down with form, had some injuries. We had Fabian Johnson, but he played many positions, and there's also times he wasn't called in because of commitment or whatever it was. So we haven't had a consistent outside back starting on the national team since Steve Cherundolo, who was consistently starting at Hanover in the Bundesliga. And the thing about Steve Cherundolo was he was just very, very consistent throughout the years. And so he was always like a 7 out of 10 or around a 7 out of 10 in terms of his performances. Wasn't great, but was very solid for the most part. And I think what we have with Dest is, we have a player that I think at minimum can deliver decent performances. And, long term, 7 years from now, 25, 26 years old, his ceiling could significantly be higher than any other player that we've had at outside back so far. Because not only is Dest, not only has he started in the Champions League with Ajax, but there's a rumor that Barcelona is looking after, wanting to have a replacement. So I don't know if Sergio Roberto or Semedo would leave, but there are one or two reports actually rumoring Dest with Barcelona. The other reason that this is important, and I want to backtrack and say that the reason that it's important is not just because Dest is talented, but again, we are looking at possibly 3 World Cups that Dest could play in. Because if he's 18, he's going to be 30 or 31 by the time that 2030 World Cup starts. Okay, so he could possibly play in 3 World Cups, knock on wood, assuming we make them, right? Now, the other reason that the Dest decision is important is Dest played in the U20 World Cup. He played with players like Uli Yanez, Alex Mendez, Richie Ledesma, right? And many of these players, even Sebastian Soto, these players are dual nationals, meaning that they could represent more than just the United States. So, for example, Alex, Uli, and Richie are eligible for Mexico. I believe Sebastian Soto is eligible for Chile. Now, I think all these players will play for the U.S., and this is just my gut feeling. However, if they see Dest lining up in a U.S. uniform, I think seeing a friend and seeing a teammate with high potential lining up with the United States gives them even more reason to play for the U.S. And so even from a recruiting standpoint, I think that the Dest decision is important for other players, right? And now we're in a tricky situation because I'm doing this video, 2 days after the U.S. lost to Canada. And, a lot has been said about that. A lot has been said about that performance. And, as of right now, it looks like Dest probably won't make his decision until like the next month. But the Dest decision is more than just what Dest is right now at 18 years old. It's about who Dest can be in the future. This could be a player that, could start. He could start in 3 World Cups. He could start in 3 World Cups because this is a position that historically we've struggled in. And what Dest has shown so far is that he can be a very good talent, right? And then again, like I said, this could be a very good recruiting tool. And I mean, I talked about the guys from the U20 World Cup that, as of right now, look on path to represent the United States, but making sure that they're in the U.S. uniform. But also, hey, you have guys like Efrain Alvarez, right, playing for Mexico's youth national team. Now, I'm assuming he doesn't know Dest, but again, to see a top young player in CONCACAF represent the United States would always be good with any dual national, I think. But Dest is from the Netherlands, right? So if Dest decides to go with the Netherlands, I can't really blame him that much. I mean, there's definitely more competition at outside back there. But the Netherlands has kind of had a drop off in talent the last 6 to 8 years in terms of qualifying for the World Cup, the Euros, and things like that. But with De Ligt, with Frankie De Jong, with Daniel Mayen, with Virgil van Dijk, I mean, you can't blame him from wanting to go to Memphis Depay. You can't blame him for wanting to go to the Netherlands because the Netherlands have really picked up their game the last year or two. and will be one of the favorites probably going into the next World Cup. So that the Dest decision is important because of long-term impact, not short-term. Thank you for watching.